why Option Alpha is a scam and why I don't think Kurt Duplessis makes any money. David Jaffe with beststockstrategy.com. You can go to beststockstrategy.com, enter in your email address, and receive $400 worth of free training materials so that you can learn how to trade stock options. So I know that Kurt Duplessis has been operating Options Alpha for around, 8 years. I know that he has a major and huge head start on me and actually the teaching aspect. I don't think he knows anything more than me. I mean, I worked on Wall Street as an investment banker and completed $5 to $10 billion worth of transactions. So as far as like knowing actual finance, I think he knows less. Not that that really matters because it doesn't help you when you're trading at all. But I know that I'm relatively new in teaching people, and I don't want this video to come off as like me bashing the competition or anything like that. Like, I don't want to come off as a hater, because I definitely do think that his videos are very well produced. I don't think that he's a complete fraud. I just think that he doesn't make any money from trading. All right, so I think that what he teaches is okay. You know, he primarily teaches you to sell premium. He doesn't teach you to buy premium. He doesn't teach you, I don't think he teaches technical analysis, which we all know is like complete bullshit. Maybe he does, like maybe he says that he's like done back tests and he has like indicators. But, you know, from what I know, I can very accurately let me say with a very high degree of confidence, let me say it that way. With an extremely high degree of confidence, I do not believe that he makes money trading, or if he does make money trading, he makes a very small amount. And I definitely believe that the majority of his students do not make any money trading. And there are a few reasons. You know, I did a little bit of research. The first reason is that he primarily tells you to focus on ETFs. ETFs have extremely low relative premium when you compare it to specific stocks. So for example, if I was selling right now in early October a 145 put on Facebook, I'd probably receive around $2, right? So that would be basically a put that's like 8% below Facebook's current market price. I'd receive 2%, or I'd receive, $2 or whatever it is. Let's just make up a percentage. Let's say I'd receive around 1.5% premium for selling that put. If I was selling a put on the SPYs, on an ETF, like Kurt recommends, with the same 8% below the current market price, I would receive around half as much premium. So remember, the only way that you get paid is by collecting premium. So automatically, you're receiving and bringing in half as much money. The second thing is he's huge on iron butterflies, which means that you're essentially selling straddles on ETFs, right? So if right now the S&P is trading at around like 2850, he would tell you to sell a straddle on SPYs. So you're going to sell a spread on a SPY. So you're going to sell the put side and you're going to sell the call side. And you're going to sell verticals, right? Like, that's just so horrible. So even in the worst case scenario, you're trapped with the vertical where you mitigate the amount of premium that you receive. You can't manage the position, and you're also encouraged to compensate because you're bringing in less premium to trade too many contracts, right? So not only are you receiving less money by trading ETFs, but you're also trading spreads and you're trading straddles, which are horrible, right? Like, I would never, ever trade straddles. And that's actually one of my criticisms of Tastyworks and Tastytrade as well, because straddles, what's going to happen is your call side is almost invariably going to get tested around 40 to 50% of the time. So what do you have to do? You're then going to have to spend more money on commissions to make adjustments to that position. Or let's say in the best case scenario, let's say the underlying doesn't really move, okay? You're still gonna have to log into your position like 4 or 5 times a day, 5 or 6 times a day, just to make sure that that position does not exceed the upper bounds or the lower bounds of where you set that straddle. Meaning that you're gonna be really stressed out, it's gonna occupy a lot of your time, and now again, I don't really recommend reading customer testimonials, because I know that for Tim Sykes, Ricky Gutierrez, they're all fake, the customer testimonials. Like, they just make them up, all right? I mean, it's just obvious. So I really don't put any legitimacy in customer testimonials or those websites that are made from the affiliates. But I did read like a few of them. I don't know if they're legitimate or not, but it just makes so much sense where people are complaining that there are so many adjustments that Kirk Du Plessis recommends that you have to log into your account 4 or 5 times, and also your commissions start adding up. When you have a small account, there's no way that you can make 4 or 5 adjustments to a position, especially when you're trading a straddle. When you're only collecting, I assume he's recommending that you collect and you close out the position at 25% of the max profits, right? Because that's what tastytrade recommends, and Kirk Du Plessis essentially copies the research from tastytrade. So there's no way that you're going to make money trading iron flies on ETFs where the premium that you receive is already substantially reduced. You're most likely going to get tested in this bull market on the call side. Your commissions are going to end up eating up all of your profits. In the best case scenario, you're closing out that position at 25% maximum profit. And additionally, you're going to have to log into your account like 5 or 6 times a day because you're potentially scared about that option or those options getting tested, and you're going to have to make modifications. So again, Kirk Du Plessis, great podcast. His videos are really well done. Shit, they're a lot better than my videos. I just stand in front of my bedroom with a camera and then I just spew whatever's on my mind. So I can just tell you with 100% certainty that if you are interested, if your main goal is to make money, you will not become a student. You should not become a student of Kirk Du Plessis at Option Alpha. If your main priority is to be entertained, then yeah, listen to his podcast, buy his course, etc. But if your main priority is to make money with as little stress and as little time and using the absolute best strategy possible, then you will not subscribe, or you should not subscribe to Kirk Du Plessis, because he doesn't have the best strategy. I guarantee you he doesn't even make that much money himself. All right, I don't think that he posts his full trading statements. I also don't think that he posts his size. He's definitely not nearly as responsive to his students as I am. I mean, I'm like completely OCD about providing and exceeding everyone's expectations. Let me quickly see if there's anything else that I wrote. So I wrote about he encourages you to trade ETFs, which leads to decreased premium, tons of adjustments. He encourages people to use spreads, which have very high commissions, especially when you're adjusting it. He doesn't post his size, no trading statements. And actually, I wrote here that I think he loses money. I'm not sure if he loses money. I mean, 2018, honestly, I haven't had the best year. 2017, I killed it. I made like 72%. But the fact is that whether I make 50% this year or 30% this year, in the long term, I think it's just a matter of time before I'm worth like over $100 million. So, and I don't even care about like the freaking money. Like if you guys saw actually how I live, like I don't have a car, right? I rent my apartment just because I like being free. When I left New York in 2016, I just discussed with my wife, like, hey, I want to move. And she was like, okay, no problem. And then we packed up the few things that we had in the car and we moved. I mean, that's it. Like, when you don't have a lot of things, it gives you freedom. I can tell you that for all those people who think that having a car or having a Lamborghini is going to make you like attractive to women and it's going to validate you to society, it's not about that, man. Just that, like, I worked as a nightclub promoter, and I can tell you that life, and I've been with a lot of women when I was a nightclub promoter, I can tell you that that's really hollow. And if you haven't experienced that lifestyle, then, and yet you're pursuing it, I can tell you that maybe you should go to like another country, where you can engage in that type of lifestyle, and you're not going to feel good about yourself when you have the things that you believe are going to make you happy. You have to really work on yourself. So I guess what I'm saying now, I'm kind of like getting off into a tangent, but I definitely don't think that Kirk Du Plessis, even though the production value on his videos is incredibly high, I don't think that if you follow him, you're going to make any money. And this is David Jaffe with beststockstrategy.com. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe. I am definitely not a fan of optionalpha.com. I think that optionalpha.com is, I would say, like borderline fraudulent, borderline scammy, and I don't think that any students who are subscribing to optionalpha.com are going to make any money. or at least students who have under like $50,000 or $100,000. And even if you do have over $100,000, you're definitely not maximizing your profitability and decreasing your risk by selling straddles. I mean, it's just not, especially on ETFs. I mean, it just doesn't, it just doesn't work out that way, all right? So if you have any questions, let me know. Like I said, please like, comment, share, subscribe. You can go to beststockstrategy.com and enter in your email address and receive over $400 worth of free training materials. This is David Jaffe with beststockstrategy.com, and I appreciate you and thank you for watching.